بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسوله الكريم أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. We're just covering some hadith regarding the akhirah, and the next hadith which we'll be covering is in regards to the respect and love which the skies have and the earth has for a believer. So this hadith, it's mentioned عن أنس رضي الله عنه عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال ما من إنسان إلا له بابان في السماء باب يسعد منه عمله وباب ينزل منه رزقه فإذا مات العبد المؤمن بكيا عليه. Anas radiallahu anhu has narrated that our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said that for every human there are two doors in the sky. Babun yas'adu minhu al-amalu. So from one of those doors, a person's deeds they ascend. So the person's deeds they go up through one of these doors in the skies. And as for the other, babun yanzilu minhu rizquh. And from the other door, a person's sustenance, a person's rizq, it descends, it falls onto the earth. So, فَإِذَا مَاتَ الْعَبْدُ الْمُؤْمِنُ بَكَيَا عَلَيْهِ. So when a believer passes away, then both doors they weep for that believer. In another narration, this is mentioned in Tafsir ibn Kathir. So عن سعيد بن جبير رحمة الله عليه قال أتى ابن عباس رجل فقال يا أبا عباس أرأيت قول الله فما بكت عليهم السماء والأرض وما كانوا منظرين. So this tabi'i is basically the generation after the Sahaba, they're known as tabi'i. So a tabi'i known as Sa'id ibn Jubayr rahmatullahi alayhi, he mentions that a man came to Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu. Ibn Abbas, he's the cousin brother of our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He asked Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu a question, and this is regarding a verse in the Quran which is in Surah Dukhan, فَمَا بَكَتْ عَلَيْهِمُ السَّمَاءُ وَالْأَرْضُ وَمَا كَانُوا مُنظَرِينَ. So this ayah, what it means is that the skies and the earth, the heavens and the earth did not cry over them. Meaning, this is a reference to Fir'aun, that when Fir'aun was drowned and he died, Allah Ta'ala is saying that the skies and the earth didn't even cry over him. وَمَا كَانُوا مُنظَرِينَ. And neither were they given respite. So now the question is, from this person, فَهَلْ تَبْكِي السَّمَاءُ وَالْأَرْضُ عَلَى أَحَدٍ. So do the heavens and the earth, do they cry over people? Do they cry over anyone? So Ibn Abbas he replied that yes, نعم, of course. إِنَّهُ لَيْسَ أَحَدٌ مِنَ الْخَلَائِقِ إِلَّا وَلَهُ بَابٌ فِي السَّمَاءِ. So then Ibn Abbas he mentioned this same hadith that which we just mentioned, that yes, of course, meaning there's no one from amongst mankind and there's no one from amongst the creation except that there's a door for him in the sky from which his sustenance descends, and there's a door for him in the sky in which his actions, his deeds, they ascend, they go up. فإذا مات المؤمن فأغلق بابه من السماء الذي كان يسعد فيه عمله وينزل منه رزقه بكى عليه. So when a believer passes away, then his door becomes locked. His door becomes locked, meaning the door which is in the sky, in which his actions used to go through, and his rizq, his sustenance used to come down from. إذا فقد مصلاه من الأرض التي كان يصلي فيها ويذكر الله فيها بكت عليه. And when that person's place of prayer, so on earth obviously there was a patch of land which used to be regularly occupied by a believer, and used to use that piece of land or that area for prayer. So it mentions regarding that when that becomes vacant, and the place in where this believer used to remember Allah Ta'ala, that place also becomes vacant, then the earth cries for the believer because of that place now being vacant. وإن قوم فرعون لم تكن لهم في الأرض آثار صالحة ولم يكن يسعد إلى الله منهم خير فلم تبكي عليهم السماء والأرض. Then Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, he just sums it up and he says that because the verse is regarding the people of Fir'aun. So he mentions that the people of Fir'aun, they weren't such that they had a good and pious effect on the earth, and neither were they such that goodness and good deeds used to ascend to Allah Ta'ala from them. Hence, there was no reason for the skies and the earth to cry over them. There was no reason for the skies and the earth to feel pity over them. Nothing. So when a person does good deeds and good a'mal, then it has an effect on the environment which we live in. It has an effect on the earth and the skies. And same for any bad deed and any evil deed, that if a person commits any evil or a person commits any bad, then this also has an effect on the environment. This also has an effect on the earth and the skies. So may Allah Ta'ala gives the tawfiq to do good a'mal, to do good deeds, and may Allah Ta'ala gives the tawfiq to do such deeds which continuously ascend into the skies, inshallah ta'ala. Such good deeds which are means of acquiring the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Subhanallah bihamdi, subhanaka Allahumma bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.